It's minicamp season, and today we're looking at the New York Jets and getting a good look at Justin Fields. We're going to watch him throw the ball around, work through some drills, and everything else. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at practice. We're looking at your rookies. We're looking at your veterans, those quarterback battles, your new quarterbacks, those guys you're drafting in fantasy football during minicamp, training camp, OTAs. It's all here. Click that button. Stop missing out. You want to see what players are doing behind the scenes on the field at practice? Here you go. It's right here. 6.5 minutes. Justin Fields. We're going to let this rip. I got some OTAs mixed in on the back end of this. But there we go. He threw that one. He was on fire. Justin Fields on fire. Justin Fields with the Jets. Here's another look. Flipping it out there. Haven't read any bad accounts, but it's minicamp. Things will come to head more with these teams. Teams, plural as in, I'm talking out of broad range. Look at that one. 2 feet in. Garrett Wilson's money. Things will come more of a head with these teams when we get pads on. Training camp where more is downloaded of the systems. The running ability. The Konami code of Justin Fields is going to be different here for the Jets. And there's a lot of differences here than with the Steelers for Justin Fields. First off, it's Breece Hall. He mentioned that in an interview. Like Breece Hall's ability to catch balls downfield. Of course, his athleticism. He's like one of the best backs in the National Football League. Also, you're back with Garrett Wilson. You got an offensive line there that's going to protect him well. He's going to have opportunities. He's got a coaching staff that's willing to develop him, especially you see him with the GoPro on. You're here and they're working hard with him behind the scenes, getting it out downfield. Solid prospect. He's just had a weird career. Let's just say that. I think that's the best way to say it. Like, I can go into intricacies with the Bears, him, them, that, this. Steelers, this, that. He's had a weird career. And then he's always just flashed. Or he's always had that moment where it looks like he's about to come alive. Then this happens or that happens. He's had a weird career. This could be the spot. This could be the spot for him. And I'm talking to you Jets fans. You see the GoPro on the helmet right there? The GoPro. Going back, watching the footage. It's going to be interesting to see how that allows them to develop. They definitely did not do that with the Steelers. Steelers quarterbacks don't do that. I don't even know if that's an actual GoPro. I think that might be a different brand of an action camera. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm analyzing the camera too. It looks like a different brand of action camera. GoPro's got a little different shape. Downfield. Garrett Wilson. That could be the X factor for him. I look for Garrett Wilson to have a good season with them. I look for Garrett Wilson to at least have one of those seasons where maybe if you're looking too much into it for fantasy football, where some of those game scripts will be volatile because you are in a position here where you can slow things down with the run game, with the RPOs, and keep the chains turning and burning and running clock, lowering the passing volume in some of those games where you need to, and then speeding it up when you have to in the passing game as well. So I look for him to have good numbers in terms of workload, 25-ish% target share. I look for his ADOT to actually increase from last year. The catchable target rate last year wasn't that great. It was like 80-something ranked among wide receivers. That being said, if Justin Fields doesn't take a massive step forward and it's something comparable to other years, he's still going to be similar to last year in catchable target rate, and he's going to be getting targets deeper downfield because his ADOT was rather low with Aaron Rodgers, and he's more capable of having a higher ADOT of double digits than what it was posted with Aaron Rodgers. And Justin Fields does like to sling it deep. He will do that. He'll be aggressive with it. I think he just fits well with Justin Fields. They know each other well. Garrett Wilson, sticky hands. He's a separator, creates separation well. he's going to allow Fields to be able to trust him. Fields is going to trust him. That's the thing, too. Like, he trusted DJ Moore in Chicago. DJ Moore had racked up good numbers. George Pickens in training camp last year with Fields was lighting it up. I think Garrett Wilson in the trust factor there, that's already like, there's Taylor right there. Some of you guys want some Taylor vids. I might have to. Look at the feet. Look at the feet. Like, we talk about, like, him and Garrett Wilson back together. It's that trust factor. The knowing he's going to be open when you're anticipating that break. Because you got to throw it before the break happens. Knowing he's going to be at the right place at the right time. That's the thing. Now, we're talking fantasy football now for Justin Fields. For that, I like him as a late dart throw. I think that's a great price to pay. And it really depends on the format. There's a bunch of ways to dice it up. But the value is there. He's a cheaper value. However, just look back his entire career. Even last year, you look at what you saw at the Steelers, a lot of people didn't like it. He still had 2 QB1 weeks. And he's not too far off with the QB2 weeks as well due to that rushing ability. And then the years prior, he's always had 4 more. Always had 4 more with the Bears. No matter what was going on. Let's just call it that. Good, bad, ugly, fantastic, horrible. Didn't matter. He's a Konami code. That's not him there, but we kept it in there. He's a Konami code asset where that rushing floor is there and that buoys his production. That helps him out immensely for fantasy football. That is something you want to look at. And you can catch him cheap. And worst thing with his production profile for fantasy is he has a run of bad games and gets yanked. Or he's more volatile. But he will give you those spike weeks due to the rushing production. It's like 2 runs that he goes off for. That's going to give you that production to be able to push forward and win that week. And he's cheap. He's a good QB2 if you want 2 quarterbacks. He'd be a good guy to have as your backup just in case it hits to the upside. Or if you want to go cheap and stream, he's a good quarterback to have. If it's a super flex, maybe even dynasty, you're paid up at your other quarterbacks or quarterback and you want to get cheap, it's him. I know a lot of people have mentioned that in the comments. He's a good quarterback to strategize with for fantasy football. So what does that say if I'm a Jets fan and I listen to that and I want to know if that can help my team? So you're looking at a quarterback that's got speed to burn. It's nasty with the ball in his hands. That RPO game, Breece Hall, the killer bees back there. You guys got a nasty backfield. You're going to rely on that well. And that's going to open things up for the running backs and him. And you got Garrett Wilson as the outlet. You're going to turn and burn. And then going off of Rodgers to him, like saying you get the downsides of Fields. And you're really not going to be too far off than what you're used to seeing anyway. So how are you going to be heartbroken? The upside of Fields, and if that taps in, and it could because it's happened on short spurts, and it's magical, and it's fun to watch. And if we can get that for a full season, I don't know how high the Jets can go. I don't know, because you got that defense, you got the offensive line. It's not like it's sporadic like the other 2 teams. Like the offensive line for the Steelers, sporadic. They're starting to cook a little bit at the end of his run. But they did not have a Breece Hall. They had a Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. You look at the Bears, what they had. They had DJ Moore. DJ Moore did well with them. With that trust, the difference between DJ Moore and George Pickens. George Pickens, downfield, contested catch guy. DJ Moore, separator, speed. Just basic characteristics. There's more to them than that. But you get what I'm saying. Garrett Wilson's kind of in the middle of those 2. Honestly, Garrett Wilson has got the speed. He separates, but he's also, good at contested catches. I'll never forget his first spring game at Ohio State as a freshman, back of the end zone, rising up, making that catch. and he's just hanging out in the air for, it felt like 5 minutes. I'll never forget that. I think his ball skills are very underrated. Honestly, I don't think people talk that up enough, but sticky hands, good ball skills. Fields will throw it up. And last year at the Steelers in training camp, it was bombs over Baghdad, him and George Pickens. And you thought, like, things were changing big time. The Steelers' offense was totally different. And you saw it in the preseason games. The offensive line and everything. I think Justin Fields, I think everything's just been weird. But I think that's the weird thing to say. I think that's the thing to say. Like, that, it's very broad. I mean, you can go technically into a lot of different things throughout the course of his career. But now it's a new situation where we can get right. This could be it. This could be the situation we turn it on. They're working with him pretty good. I like Justin Fields. He's always been a fun prospect. I liked him at Ohio State. I wish the best for him. I wish the best to the Jets fans with this. I think it's going to be fun to watch. I think training camp's going to be awesome with this. I think you're going to have an awesome season. Win, lose, or no matter what. I think it's at least going to be fun with Justin Fields. I think at least it's going to be fun. I know if you're like a diehard fan where you live by win or losses, you may not like that statement. But I think no matter what happens, you're going to have fun this season. I think you're going to have some fun football, at least to watch. I think he's going to give you some funner football. Just the way the offenses has to be ran and opened up and how he plays the game. It's always fun. It's always fun. But let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.